What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Wednesday Warriors. My name is Joey Galvez, and this is my pal Ambrosia. How's it going, Ambrosia?
Really good. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. Today, we're going to be talking about all kinds of really cool stuff, but I want to tell everybody, hey, we have a guest on the show.
I'm so excited.
Let's welcome our guest. We have the one, the only, the Vengeance. We have Danny Vengeance from Next Issue Pod.
How's it going, everybody?
It's
good. How are you?
Awesome. Thanks for hanging out with us, man. So before we get started, Danny, you are new here, so I'm gonna throw you right at the top. I'm gonna put you right on the spot, man. What have you watched, or what has been going on since the last time that we spoke to you, man?
Ooh, well, I haven't. I mean, you know what? I'm gonna start with something that it's not something that I was expecting to like really just dive into, because I don't normally binge anymore. But okay. I started watching Abbott Elementary on Hulu.
What's that?
It's a sitcom about a school in Philly, and oh my god, it's so funny. It's so good. It's
kind of
like
animated or real life?
Live action?
It's live action. Yeah, it's live action. It's kind of like the Office documentary style type of like portrayal, but yeah, it's really good. It's just a fun sitcom, and like, you know, I mean, Ambrosha, you're a teacher. You might relate to a lot of this stuff.
I know. Wait, what is it called?
Abbott Elementary.
Abbott Elementary. And is this the one where they have like superpowers and stuff like that?
No. It's just a normal school in Philadelphia. So
okay, because I know that there's like a new show out there, something like that, that's either out there now or coming up very soon. I thought I'd notice that, and I only noticed it because of my kids. But
yeah, it was called Sky High.
Yeah.
No, that's not the one.
But the funny thing is like almost anything is like relatable to teaching. Because like even all of this, does anyone watch South Park?
We used to.
No.
Back,
okay. So all of like the most recent South Parks is like dead on to how it is in like the education realm. It's quite like sad, but also like super comical.
Yeah. So we got some comments here. We got Nick Broach in the house, president of Dynamite Entertainment, says, hit that thumbs up, everyone. Thank you for watching and hanging out with us. So this is really awesome. And Danny, I'm excited because we're going to be talking about the Batman later on. That was one of the things that I watched. But before
I know, and it's been so long. I'm so excited.
We're gonna have a Batman discussion, and
I've been waiting for this show for months now from you guys.
We've been promising you that we're gonna have you on when we talk about Batman. And today's the day. We were supposed to do it last week. We had a family emergency, so we did not be able to air anything. So we're here now, but we're gonna talk about. But before we do, I want to talk about what's on your watch list. You guys ready for this one here? Because we have a little thing here and it's a little segment. All right, this is the part of the show where we talk about what is in our watch list, whether it is what we're watching now, what we're going to watch, or if it's going away, we're going to discuss it here. Okay, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about Batman. I did not watch it in the theaters, and I told you guys why a few weeks back.
And I still can't believe it.
Because my 11-year-old son was not ready to go when we were like literally like 10 minutes away from our showing. So I didn't go, and we just kept putting it off. So we finally, it came out last week, last Wednesday. I sat down that weekend and I was able to watch it. I've watched it 3 times now. But I wanna hear Ambrosia. I know your take. Danny, I want to know your take on Batman really quick.
Because Danny, like, don't get me wrong, like, you're a pretty big Batman fanatic, correct?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think you and Joey are pretty like on par.
Probably. He probably knows more than I do, though. I know that one for sure.
Listen, yeah, Batman's like top of my list. I pick up all the comics, I read all the stuff.
Which is a lot because there's so many titles out right now.
It is a lot. So definitely there's a little bit of Batman bias for me going into this movie, but man, it's so good. It's just so good. Like throughout the whole thing, almost all 3 hours of it are like nonstop. I made a list of all the stuff, like, and it's so like just really good. I've watched it. I watched it 2 times at the theater, and I watched it 2 times since it released on HBO.
Wow.
And I've also found the perfect place for you to like take a break and intermission at home too.
Okay, where's yours?
You did tell me. You did say that was you. I was wondering. Yeah. I was like, who told me that you could take like a quick intermission?
We both did, and so I want to know what do you think? What is yours?
So I mean, I guess slight spoilers. I definitely want to throw that out there, but you know, after the big car sequence with where they're chasing the penguin, after they leave them tied up and they go to the orphanage, right there.
Yes, that's exactly what I said. Good, I'm so glad.
But that was like one of the most key parts for me. I don't know that. I guess you can in the theater if you need to use the restroom. That is a good placement for it, I guess.
Yeah, because they take a little while on the orphanage to like get things going and find out what they're looking for. So right there, I feel like it's just I mean, and now that you can watch it at home, like you could pause it there.
Yeah,
and it's like a good intermission. Plus, I do want to tell you, Joey, the 4K transfer over from the theater to HBO, it's really good. Like you're not missing out on. I mean, obviously the theater is a big experience.
I gotta tell you guys. The one thing that I had to do with my TV, so I have one of those fancy TVs down. The one TV that I have that is really, really awesome in the house. It's one of those fancy TVs that like when you're like, do I really like this TV? Because it almost looks like every movie that I watch is fake. You know what I'm talking about? You guys know what I'm talking about. It looks so real that you're like, this is not real. This is too real that it's not real. I have one of those TVs. Right, so I watched Batman on my iPad first, and because I wanted to get the kind of like the cinematic sounds experience, right? And it awesome, number one, awesome. But then I watched it downstairs with my son, and I did have to kind of that one big thing is it's a really dark movie, like literally lights down dark. And I had to play with the settings on my TV. My TV is already one of those amazing TVs already, and just the settings that it comes with already pretty dynamic. So I'm like, that's kind of rough because they always have to make these Batman movies really dark, and you have to play with your settings. Yeah. And then I'm one of those guys that I'm like, my wife's telling me, she's like, just leave the movie alone already. Just stop playing with the settings.
That's me. I'm just like, let's just watch it. It's fine if I have to squint or like.
But that was my one complaint with that. But
that's part of the experience. You can't always see Batman, which I love. I love when they would like, in scary movies when they just point the camera at a dark hallway and nothing's there, or like they just want you to think something's there.
Away.
Yeah, they do the same thing, but it's like, is Batman there? And then sometimes he is, like in the first when he first shows up.
Yeah.
Oh, in that one scene under the
In the
train.
train. Yeah,
Yeah.
in the
Okay,
train.
all kinds of people took to social media and went off about exactly what you guys are talking about. They were talking about I think Reeves was just a little too obsessed with boots and walking
Oh,
down dark halls.
Wait,
there's a lot. Yeah, a lot of boot shots.
A lot of boot shots.
I didn't pay attention to that.
But
we
they're
have
cool. I like
we
the
have
combat style boots as opposed to like,
right.
you know,
It was like
armored.
Year Zero type kind of stuff. We
Mhm.
have it looks like we have a grumpy old Bruce in the house. And then
Man.
Clay Harrison says Team Riddler.
Yeah,
And then
Clay's my co-host in the Next Issue podcast. Hey, Clay.
awesome. How's it going? Welcome. Thanks for hanging out and watching with us. Wedgehorn, Grumpy Boo says it didn't even feel like 3 hours. The time passed fast.
Yep.
I remember
Mhm.
he said that last time as well.
Yep.
Really cool.
Exactly.
Yeah. I did listen. I was watching it and I watched it on my TV. Like when stuff's going on, and you have a family, you got stuff going on. It's a really hard movie to sit down and watch that long. But you really have to think about it and really have to like dig out some time to do it. But it's a really good movie. I watched it 3 times now.
Yeah.
I will say the writing felt a little clunky. Um but I mean it's awesome. It's a detective story.
Yes, and that's what I
Pe-
loved so
people
much about
people
it.
again, Twitter went crazy and started talking about how, oh man, Batman's supposed to be the world's greatest detective, but not in year 2 or year, right? You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Listen, if any detective, even yes, it takes you a long time to get there to become a detective, and yes, you know all this stuff, but you've never done the detecting before, so it's gonna take some trial and error, So people are saying, oh well, all these criminals are the ones that gave him all these ideas and all this stuff.
Yeah.
um I don't know if you guys know. So I watched that, right? And you know what? I got an inkling. I want to go watch the 2-part last Halloween, or the last Halloween animated film that they put out, right?
Mhm.
Yep. Yep.
And they do the exact same thing in that movie. Literally, almost verbatim, word for word. A criminal gives him some ideas, and he says, "You got to be the world's worst detective. You're not even good, basically." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, come on, guys. That's year 2. He's not supposed to be the world's best
And
detective.
I think that's what people forget. They just assume that. I mean, and granted, we've had so many Batman movies, that I think this is one of like the first ones where we really see him as like a young bat with
Mhm.
not all those skills.
Yeah.
Uh,
And the whole movie is about him being flawed and not really understanding what it means to be, or what Gotham needs from him as Batman. He doesn't
mhm.
get that until the end, which is why I love that at
Yes.
the end.
And I think like so many people were like, "Oh, he didn't even like Gotham. Like he just cares about like this." But I think that that's as Batman he grows into it,
Mhm.
and filling into his family's legacy and
Yeah.
everything, that it's not just something he just took on automatically and had,
Mhm.
it's something that he
And
grew
come on,
into.
emo Batman. Listen,
Okay.
yes, he's gonna be emo Batman. Look, there's some huge trauma associated with watching your parents get gunned down in the middle of the street. Enough for him to want to, dress up and become nocturnal and beat people up like to a bloody pulp. Like,
Mhm.
come on, guys. Yeah, there's gonna be a little bit of trauma there, and yeah, he's probably gonna be a little emo, and if he's not occupying himself, he'd probably be, I'd probably watch him a little bit. I'd probably be calling him a little bit and checking on him a little bit more. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
And that's okay. So, for one, I loved all of like the TikTok trends and like of like the how they kind of made a mockery, not a mockery, but they were like they would see like the bat symbol and people like would run to the bathroom and like hurry and put on their eyeliner and then like
Mhm.
run back. So I loved all that. And I do really
Yeah.
love like the makeup and stuff that he added to it. The one thing that I just like, I'm all about emo Batman. The one thing that I just wanted a little bit less of is just like just move his hair, just like pin it back just a little bit, just a little bit.
And listen, I have 3 sons, right? And the 2 younger ones have long hair. It's really hard to keep their hair out of their face. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, same. I mean, it's been growing, and every time when I go to bed, like it's just all in my face. Maybe I need to get bangs. Like,
There you go.
Yes,
And
yes, they're
yes,
good. They're good. They,
and
they say right above the glasses.
right. Wedge Horn, he says, you all are echoing my thoughts, but you haven't mentioned how amazing Zoe was in this. Zoe was awesome, Clay says. Yeah, I also believe that she did an amazing job. I read an article where Zoe was doing an interview, and she said that she felt like she had the weight of all the other Catwomen that played the role on her shoulders. And I said, you know what, she did something amazing. We have like we have 3 prior women in that role before her, right? At least. Like she did an amazing job. She did something completely different in all those roles. I mean, from all those roles.
yeah, and it was different, and it was her own, and it was just, I don't know, and it really feels there's a few looks, like Clay was saying. Uh, there's some looks that look straight out of the comics. You know, when she's got the wig on at the club, when she's got the
Yeah.
mask on with the torn mask.
And there's some
even
really
the
good
haircut.
there's some really good Catwoman comics out right now that very a lot of her stuff and the way she looked very reminiscent of some of these old school these Black Label stuff that's coming out right now with Catwoman.
Yep.
These Catwomen comics have been some of my favorite. Like Lonely City.
City.
Oh my gosh, it's been top
Yeah.
notch. I've loved that so much.
Yeah, he said, but can she play basketball with Halle Berry Catwoman? I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think
don't
she
know.
could. I think she could.
I agree.
Yeah, I think it was awesome. I do think that I liked the way we saw Batman. We didn't see a lot of Bruce when we saw Batman, and we saw anytime that he was Bruce Wayne, he was still Batman mode.
Yeah.
So I really like that we saw something like that, because opposed, like, there's always those conversations where people are like, "Ooh, I really like his Peter Parker and his Spider-Man." If they would have just, if there was a person that would have done those, you know what I mean? So like, I think he did a good job. I think somewhere down the line, some of the writing was lacking just a little bit, only because it was clunky. Like, listen, I've told you many times that I think that Robert Pattinson is kind of like, he looks like a, I don't want to talk down on anybody. I just want to say,
No, you already passed that. You have to say it now.
He
You
looks
have to
like
say
like a caveman, and then he was like, thumb drive, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, guys, did you really give this guy that line? Like, did he not sit there and be like, look, I look really stupid saying this, guys? Like, everybody's gonna look at me and say that I'm a caveman, and these are the only 2 words that I said. I know, because
I didn't think that at all.
I thought that was a
didn't
horrible
see that at all. I just
drive.
felt like it was just like thumb drive. I don't know.
Listen, I do. This is one of the things that everybody was like, "Oh, Riddler's gonna be in it, and the riddles are gonna be awesome." And we had all these we had that cipher, and everybody, all those spoilers with the cipher and everything. How did you guys think that those riddles were easy? Did you feel like with the one with the orphan? He was saying, "Oh," I was like, "Well, duh, orphan," and then he said, "Orphan." I was like, "Oh."
Okay, here's the thing: that is not one of my skills that I'm good at. Give me a word search, I can get it. Give me a crossword puzzle, and I'm like, blue. I'm not good at riddles at all. Danny, what do you think?
I don't think the riddles were meant to be. I mean, Riddler's trying to communicate with Batman, so I don't think he was trying to make it like unsolvable, right? Plus, I mean, these are regular people. Like, these are writers writing the script. Like, I don't expect them to come up with like these unsolvable riddles. Even the stuff, like, if you go back and watch Seven, like all the clues that are left, which this movie is inspired a lot by Seven. Like all the clues that the killer left, like they were pretty straightforward as well. So I
Mhm.
don't think they were meant to be like, they're just kind of coded messages for him to entice him, I guess, because he felt, the Riddler felt that him and Batman had the same mission, which was his big mistake. So it's not like they're just trying to communicate. It's not so much like a challenge. It's not like he's trying to. But if you go back and look at the Riddler from from the 90s, those riddles were also very weird. Like they were pretty easy to solve and corny, but that's just kind of what the Riddler does. Even in the
And we have,
comics, like.
oh, sorry. We have
Go
two very different Riddlers
Hmm.
that, like, we have like this very dark and then very Jim Carrey.
Yeah, yeah.
And so
Never
that
wanted
was
to team
very,
up. So Clay brings up a really good point here, because I was going to ask this, and kind of Danny kind of sparked it in me a little bit. And do you think that he, like, who said it here? They said Wedgehorn said that these riddles were Arkham City level. I want to take that thought there. I'm going to say this. Do you think that they were Arkham Asylum kind of riddles? Like, he did these to get him into Arkham Asylum because he wanted a team up, like Clay
Hmm.
said. Did he know that the Joker was in there? Obviously, this is year 2. Obviously, everybody's wondering why Batman's even there, because and this is obviously one of the other biggest cases that
Hmm.
Gordon's bringing him in on. So you assume that the other big case was the Joker and all the crazy stuff that was going on. So maybe they were like, oh, he did so good, let's bring him in this time. So obviously that's where we're at in this movie, right?
Yeah, yeah. I
Did
mean,
he
I
do
think
this
so.
to, did he do this to team up?
Yeah, for sure. I think especially at the scene at the end where they're both in, when he finally they bring down Falcone. Yeah,
Mhm,
Falcone,
mhm.
and they think part of their mission's accomplished, right? So now he proved himself worthy to be included in the bigger plan. But little did he know, and I think that's one of Paul Dano's just best Riddler scenes in
Mhm.
that prison, where he realizes that no, the Batman's not on my side, and he's gonna
Yeah.
try to, like he's not my ally, and he just loses, like he just freaking loses it. I love that.
no, and I think I mean, everything that the Riddler did was, I mean, very planned out, and
Mhm.
there has to be like, this was he gave them everything that they needed
Yeah.
to get him where he
I
wanted.
love that they found this dark web, encrypted site, where he had all these followers and stuff. It was almost like an SVU episode, you know what I mean, where they that's the kind of stuff that they do on SVU and figure that kind of stuff out. It was like,
Yeah.
yes, this is awesome.
I will say that was probably the least believable thing, that he
You
only
think
had
so?
500, only
Oh yeah,
500.
500.
All
Yeah.
the weird evil shit he'd been doing. There's weirdos out there on the internet that would have followed him. Like, he should have had a larger crowd.
Dare I
Well,
say?
okay,
Dare I say?
this was pre
January
TikTok.
6th.
Yeah, that's true. Oh man, the thought of Riddler doing TikToks.
Oh man. Oh
Right?
man, Ambrosia,
Um,
would you run the Riddler's TikTok for him?
no, because then I would accidentally give the answers away. Like, I'm the least secretive or like sneaky person.
That's
Like when I
funny.
tutor and I'm trying to like sound out the word and I accidentally like give it to them all the time. Oh, my
Oh
bad.
man, yeah, that's
Um,
funny.
so Joey, so this was kind of
Mhm.
big because you've been waiting. You're a huge like Batman
Yeah.
fan, and then you waited this long to watch it.
Mhm.
What was your overall thoughts? Like,
I
did you
I
enjoy it
I I enjoyed it a lot. I
more
liked
than
it.
what you thought you were going
Um,
to?
I do. I think I will say that this is not my number one Batman movie. Now, out of all the Batman movies we have tons of them. I will say I still really love Batman Begins. That's still
Oh,
Batman Begins, and then Batman Returns. Still one of my favorites. I don't know so much about the Bane one. I really kind of forgot about that one a little bit. But the first two, those were fun. But this one's definitely in my second spot. If they come up and come out and do something even better than they did in this one, I might have to, like, listen. I would love to see. Listen, bring in Mad Hatter, bring me
Mm.
bring me Clayface, well, no, maybe not Clayface because they're just gonna go CGI on that one. Just, maybe maybe what's his name? Scarface. That'd be way cool. I
Yeah, I
think that
think
would.
they've talked about freeze, which I think they could do it,
Oh,
especially because the city's underwater right now. Like if freeze kind of stepped up in the next few months, where everything's still kind of in chaos and
And he freezes
there's all this
everything.
water around. Or I know they've talked about like I mean I would like to see Professor Pig if they want to
Oh,
maintain this like dark tone, but that might be for a rated R
Professor.
movie. I don't know.
Professor Rick, they did that on Gotham. I don't know if you
Yeah,
saw.
I did. I love Gotham.
And honestly, those Professor Pig episodes were pretty creepy.
Yep.
They did them just dark enough. Killer Croc. Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of sewer underwater sewer. That's like another like Killer Croc and Grundy. How about that?
I
But then they're just gonna do CGI again, guys.
it almost feels like they've set up the perfect like what No Man's Land type
yeah,
of story like from the comics because
yeah.
they kind of left it there, right?
Yeah,
Nobody's going to help them, and the city's like on the ground, and now like
yeah.
all the territories are up for the taking. We
Mhm.
saw Penguin at the end, kind of just looking over his potential new empire now that everyone's kind of out of the way. Which
Yep, and
Colin Farrell, oh my
and what he
god,
did
yes,
what he
please.
did at that end there when he called Falcone of a rat and pulled his gun right there, that's what pushed him on the top.
Yep,
That put him right at the top of the list.
yeah.
And that was genius. Like, are you guys excited about the Penguin spinoff that they keep talking about?
Yes, I didn't realize that it was Colin Farrell until after I saw the movie, and I was like,
Oh man.
"Wait, what?" I had no
Yeah,
idea.
I
I'm
read a
so excited.
story. I think they took Colin Farrell to get coffee like while they were shooting in full
Yeah,
makeup, and no one recognized him.
Oh,
no,
that's awesome.
no, which was
That's awesome. That's
yeah, it
hilarious.
was. They did so good, and honestly, like I think his acting in there was like top tier. It was
Yeah,
so good.
because he's never afraid, right? He's like the first time Batman walks into the club and they meet, he's like, "Hey, take it easy, sweetheart." Like he's just talking to him like he's just a random customer that's there,
Mhm.
right? Like anybody, he would talk to anybody else.
Yeah.
And then when he's confronting both Jim and Batman about their lack of proper Spanish, uh,
Which is
it's
listen, the whole Spanish thing. Like they were like, "Oh, this is slang." Listen, that's not even how you say it for real. Like that's still like they still, even though they're like even though he corrected them, they still got it wrong. Oh, anyway.
yeah, that I mean that gave I gave props to Penguin for using um the proper I guess more wording than the other two guys.
I mean, yeah, because if you look up what is it, bat with wings, or not bat with wings, rat with wings.
Hmm.
Yeah,
If you look up rat with wings, it is nothing anything to what they are, how they say it. Just look it up, and like, listen, just ask your mom. She'll tell you that that's not how you say
Facts.
it.
yeah.
All right.
That's not it.
So we know Joey's favorite Batman. Danny, what is yours? Movie. Sorry.
I think right now still, and I'm still debating. I think I need to watch the Batman one more time. But I mean, The Dark Knight's my all-time favorite movie
Mhm.
ever, like of every movie ever made. So for this movie to overtake that, it would take. Some, I don't know. As much as I enjoyed it,
Mhm.
I don't think it will. I remember when The Dark Knight came out. I watched it like I don't know 10 times within a month. Like we went to the movies a lot.
Just that opening scene, when
Yeah.
with that
Oh,
ringing in your ears, and
Joey,
um,
did
oh,
we went to the IMAX of I Am Legend to
mhm.
watch the first 5 minutes of The Dark Knight because they were showing it. Oh, that
Yeah.
was so cool.
Oh
But
man.
Yeah, that scene, that scene alone right there is one of the best openings of a
yeah.
movie that I've ever seen. It's amazing.
So yeah, I think I'm still debating, but this movie's pretty up there. I haven't even I don't want to give it a rating on my letterbox because I'm like, you coward, give it 5 stars.
Oh man, It's like a comic book grading. Nothing if it's a 10.0, you question it. You're like, well, is it
Yeah,
really?
is it a 10.0? I do like Lego Batman as well. I know Clay threw that in the chat.
Like a Lego Batman, yeah.
Probably
Lego
my favorite representation of the Joker and Batman's relationship, really.
yeah, probably. All right, let's move on because we can continue to talk about. We talked about Batman for 30 minutes,
Because
and
we can.
we have tons of stuff to get to, but we might have to skip all of our DC stuff. I just want to tell you guys they did. So since we're gonna drop there's look up the Blue Beetle official logo was revealed. That was awesome. Jason Momoa has been said to have a big hand in the Lost Kingdom script. Really cool. There's footage that there could be Wonder Woman cameo in Shazam, and they also pushed it back 5 days to avoid the Avatar 2, which and Avatar 2 they had some screenshots, and also they revealed the logo. It is no longer the same font, and then there's a Harley Quinn Kite Man spin-off possibly happening. People want it, so we don't know if it's gonna happen. It's one of those things that's been optioned. So that's some of the news there.
And the most important news, the Batman 2 has been confirmed to come back with Matt Reeves and Pattinson. So
Batman 2 officially has been announced, and I'm excited. So now Pattinson is our new Batman.
Yep.
How are you guys feeling about that one?
I feel so much better. I was the one who was super concerned because I knew Robert. Apparently, he has come in so many other things that I have not seen yet. I know him as Edward Cullen, so I was very concerned that this sparkly vampire would be able to be the Batman. And honestly, he did, and I'm so excited. And now I'm like, oh hey.
I'm glad that he did Twilight, because that success allowed him to do all the other stuff that he's done afterwards. That he doesn't really have to worry about, like, being picky.
Most definitely. I'm super excited about how he portrayed this Batman, and he did a really good job. And I'm really excited to see Batman 2 and where this lines and where we see that growth.
To Batman 2 Furious.
I like that. I mean, that was a cool car.
I know, and Danny, for your birthday, we'll get you that tumbler.
When he started up that car and he was just like scaring the crap out of him, everybody just stopped. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, that was awesome. I was like, yes.
I still need to put mine together. I did buy the Lego.
Look at that! Wow.
Yeah, and I have the Technic one too, but that one I need to start with this one because I'm not very good with Legos.
That's awesome.
We'll get you there. We'll get you there. I'm a slow builder, so I can't talk.
All right, let's talk a little bit about Marvel news. Let's move on. We got Disney dropped their 2022 and 2023 image slate, and it looks pretty freaking awesome. But there's some things on here that I see that I don't know. But look at this. I'm excited about this one right here. I just saw this.
Bob's Burgers, the movie.
Burger movie.
I know.
Oh my gosh! I hope my family downstairs are watching because we're all gonna be excited for that one.
I'm so excited for that. I'm
wow.
If you ever want to know who my spirit animal is, just talk to Tina.
Tina, that's awesome.
I hope the Alamo has a really nice burger.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so good. I have the Bob's Burger cookbook, but I need to use it.
Yeah, because Alamo Drafthouse does like special menus for a lot of their movies, and they have to do a Bob's Burger.
That
I have my Bob's Burger right here. My Bob.
Oh, I have them hanging in my room.
My Bob Pop. Yep. Yeah, I'm excited. But look at there's the Avatar. We got Lightyear. We heard about this. We have Doctor Strange, and Thor: Love and Thunder. They dropped the really cool trailer.
Holy moly, guys! Holy moly! I am so excited.
What does that say? Banshees of what?
Banshee and the.
I can't even see what it says.
All of us are having our glasses.
I know, we're like, we can't see that, guys. Anyway, Haunted Mansion. Avatar.
Didn't they have a haunted
yes,
mansion with
Eddie Murphy?
Eddie Murphy did one, right?
Oh,
Eddie Murphy.
The Banshees of Inisherin It has
Okay.
Colin Farrell in there,
Ooh, that
Oh,
one
and
looks.
cool.
Barry Kagan.
And they still look at. Here's one. Wakanda Forever's still there.
Yes.
So everybody's still wondering what's going to be happening there, right? Because everybody was calling for the actress who plays Shuri to not be in the role anymore.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, due to some of her things that
beliefs.
she's done. Yeah.
Ooh. So, Joey, before the show, we were looking at this picture briefly, and I asked you what's the menu, and I finally Googled it.
What
Okay.
is it?
It's a
Wait.
movie. It's a like a thriller thing, like a dark comedy with Anya Taylor-Joy and Ralph Fiennes.
What?
About It's about a world of eccentric culinary culture centering on a young couple who visit an exclusive restaurant on a remote island.
Ooh.
So that's, I mean, Anya Taylor-Joy. I mean,
Yeah.
For real.
Listen,
yeah.
she kind of her little accent thing that she did in New Mutants. It irked
Okay,
me.
forget
The-
that. Okay, we just forget that movie happened.
It's
Well,
like
I
it's
love
like
that movie, but
Do you?
y'all can't. I love the New Mutants, and even Ambrosha, yeah. I have my little
Oh my
steelbook
gosh.
of the New Mutants over here on my desk.
That's amazing.
Oh,
See,
that's so cool. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
that's a really
I
cool
love
story.
it. I know it's not a good movie, but
It's
I still
okay.
love it.
It's okay. Joey's favorite Netflix show is Iron Fist. So,
Yes. Listen,
and
That-
he hates the Goonies.
I will
so-
forever tell everybody that I love Iron Fist, and I will not deny it.
I'm
Good.
so proud of you for that. I'm so
Me
proud of you
too.
for that.
Love what
I
you
love
love.
Exactly. Exactly.
love
So,
it. I love it.
what I was trying to say is that this is a no hate zone.
Elizabeth, my wife, she says Riddler is like the Zodiac, which is true.
Yeah.
That's one of like the Zodiac killer. That's one of the things that everybody was talking about.
Yeah.
Also, I
absolutely
hope Elizabeth is watching the John Gacy stuff on
Oh yes, they
Netflix.
just dropped that on Netflix,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's gonna be one of those things that we put in our oh my gosh,
list?
look at Clay. We're booting Clay. We're gonna be blocking Clay from the show.
No, Clay, we're trying to
Blocking
build the
Clay.
relationship.
But Clay, you're right. It's fine. It's
No,
fine.
Clay, you're awesome. You're okay this time, but next time I won't allow it. Just kidding. No, this I
White
love it.
Dynamite.
Oh, what happened? I didn't see that.
Nothing.
It could be spoof and be called White Dynamite. Oh,
I like that. I like that.
what else we got? So that's really cool. I saw all those pictures and I thought that was awesome. Here's another cool article that I saw. Blade is to begin production ahead of schedule, so it looks like they could possibly begin production at the latter part of the summer. So I don't know if that means that we're going to be getting the movie possibly a year and a half to 2 years out. If you're thinking, and you know what I mean, that's possibly a timeline. What do you think? What do you guys think? When we'll get this movie?
I've been waiting for this because here's the thing: is that Blade has been showing up in a lot of comics for like the past year and a half. But what has bothered me so much is that I really need a Blade comic, and they've been making like they add him in these.
When they do, it never continues.
Well, I don't even like the way that they have him now in like some of the comics. Like was it Heroes Reborn? He kind of had like a main focus, but it wasn't even like I don't know. I want a really good Blade comic.
It was like the story was happening to him as opposed to like him being part of that story.
Yes.
I kind of like the stuff they're doing where he's kind of teamed up with all the vampires in Russia with Dracula. Like they're kind of working together, at least as of King in Black. I don't know if that's changed since then.
I would like to see more of that. Blade is awesome in
Jason Aaron's hands.
When was that one?
So he's writing Avengers. So anything that I think that's what Clay's talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, War of the Vampires was really cool. Like there's some good stuff, but he needs his own comic. I agree.
Yes.
Or at least a Midnight Suns comic where he can team up with like cool people like Morbius and Moonknight and you know.
I also feel like
since you guys are talking about team ups here, there's another team up reportedly going to be happening. Man Thing it might end up in Marvel's Werewolf by Night special.
I'm so excited about this one too. I love Werewolf by Night.
We love the Man Thing and we love Werewolf by Night. So oh my god.
right?
That's two things. Never mind. I'm not gonna use that joke. That's inappropriate.
That's part of the reason why we love Man Thing, Joey. That's what you're thinking. All the jokes.
But it's Man Thing and Werewolf by Night. You'd say those things together. It just it
This
sounds
is the perfect
inappropriate.
show for me.
And this
I
right
love
here,
man things,
I heart
especially
Man
when
Thing.
they turn into
We're
Say
gonna
werewolves.
get shirts made. We're gonna get shirts made that says "I heart Man Thing."
Or it says I want Man Thing.
And then on the back's like, has to be some. Let me think about it.
Give me Man
Man
Thing.
Thing.
Oh my gosh, you guys gotta stop. Listen, we're gonna get kicked off of YouTube. No, just kidding. Yeah, I'm excited about that. That was the one of the cool ones that I saw.
I am super pumped by that.
Um,
But so sorry, hold on real quick. But going
good.
back to the Blade and Morbius thing, I think that would be
Yeah.
fabulous. But the thing is I think now because Morbius tanked, they're going to kind of pull back on the Morbius in the comics.
Oh man, I hope not.
Because I love Morbius. Like, and that's what did you watch Morbius? Okay.
I have not seen it yet, so I'm gonna wait.
I didn't either. I didn't either. We had tickets to go, but
no
then,
rush.
right, exactly. So we had tickets to go, and then
I'm still gonna like it.
Yeah,
Because
I
it's
mean,
you.
it was. I had a good time because I love all this nonsense, but
Right.
like, it was not a good movie.
Okay, so fun fact, Danny, and everyone watching, Joey is like the hipster of comic books, of like nerdum. If everyone's like, "Oh, this sucked," Joey's like, "I loved it," and then vice versa. When everyone's like, "Oh, yeah," and then so that's just what I've learned about Joey.
That explains his love for Batman Begins.
I do like Batman Begins, but mine's different.
Look, Ambrosia just got, out of some weird reason, Ambrosia's mic went just kidding.
Oh, I was like, I'm so sorry.
She's like,
No.
her mic went off for some weird reason. Her mic went out. No,
sorry.
I'm
But also,
sorry. Listen, my wife has told me for years that I am the hipster of everything, or she is. I don't want to say the other word because I don't like to talk about those people. But the Nazis.
G
or whatever.
word?
She calls me the.
oh, I was
It was the music Nazi, and now it's like the comic book Nazi, like soup Nazi from, what do you call it, from
Seinfeld. Yeah.
Seinfeld.
I'm just a geek. Ambush Bug. Here we go. Jared Leto going to be doing an Ambush Bug movie. There we go.
Listen, he's gonna be behind the mask, so he does love dressing up.
He does.
Clay, who would you put in the Ambush Bug role? I think I know who I want in there.
We've had this conversation many times because one of my co-hosts loves Josh. Shout out, he loves Ambush Bug, and we're so upset that Ryan Reynolds is already doing Deadpool because he would be perfect for Ambush Bug.
Ryan Reynolds or what the heck's his name? What the heck is his name? I just had his name in my head.
From where?
Paul Rudd.
Firefly.
Nathan Fillion?
No.
Alan Tudyk.
Alan Tudyk.
Have you guys been watching Alien?
Alan Tudyk would be a perfect Ambush Bug. Paul Rudd.
Yeah, I like that pick. I haven't started that show, but it's on my list, Ambrosha.
I saw the first few episodes. Yeah, Alan Tudyk all day long. Alan Tudyk.
Yes.
Okay, let's see. All right, that's all our Marvel news. Let's move on to some
Star Wars
news. And I just need to tell you guys, Lego My Mandalorian Ego. Have you guys seen this? Mando's got,
but I'm intrigued.
It looks like they rolled out some Mandalorian Egos on the shelves, so make sure you guys look at that. I just wanted to make that joke. Sorry, but this. Awesome.
Wait.
Charles Soule reveals that he has a new prominent role at Lucasfilm. How excited are you guys? Because this is freaking awesome for me.
I'm so happy.
Me too. Awesome. Charles Soule has been doing so well in the comic books, and even
the books.
What is it? Light.
Everything.
Light of the Jedi. And High Republic and stuff. He has been doing so good. So I am super excited.
And he's gonna be taking the creative consultant role, which is, listen, if there's anybody that you want to go to for Star Wars lore, it's definitely, obviously, Lucas, right? But if you can't go to him, it's Charles Soule. So I'm excited about that.
And I like, because there are so many, like, I always say that if you are a Star Wars fan, you need to be reading the comics, because there's just so much good stuff happening in
So
there.
good.
And I will love to see some of the stuff that they have introduced into the comic books into live action or animated series. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just dying to get a Dr. Aphra,
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go crazy when Afra shows up somewhere
right?
on the screen.
And then, like, this Crimson Reign series, I've been
Ooh.
loving it.
Yeah.
Well, you guys might get something good here, because Hayden Christensen hints at more Darth Vader after Obi-Wan appearance. And I also read, and this is not on my list, but I also read an article where Ewan McGregor said that that Christensen's Darth Vader scared the poop out of him. Like,
Wait, who said that?
That was Obi-Wan, Ewan McGregor.
Oh.
Super
I
cool.
can't wait for that series too. Like,
everybody was talking down on him when he was the first time around, but I think,
Yeah.
come on, man, if they're pulling him back into this role, he's doing something right. You
Here's
know
the
what I
thing.
mean? So,
If Boba Fett could come back,
yeah. So Clayton says Clayton Clay says, so what you're saying is Charles Soule could influence his characters to appear in a D+ show. Ouch.
no, like a Disney Plus show.
Shots fired.
oh,
then.
Disney Plus.
No, look, no, Disney Plus. Disney Plus.
Disney
I
Plus.
thought he was like,
No. It's a compliment.
I know.
All right,
Oh my
there
gosh, Danny, I'm so glad that you're
I know.
here
I'm
for that.
glad Danny's here too.
And I was like, well, I mean, at least he gave it a plus.
I work with Clay plenty, so I know.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that is good, because I
I could
really
give it a
thought.
D+, maybe.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. Which show are you
My bad.
talking about? Okay, Danny,
I would
thank you for
love to see
clarifying that.
I would love to see his Ren, his original Ren that he created for that in live action as well. I think he's a big part of Crimson Reign right now too. So
Super cool. So Star Wars Celebration is coming up very soon.
Guys,
And
if
they
you've never been to Star Wars Celebration, you really have to go.
And they just dropped their full panel schedule and all kinds of stuff. But there was something else that just happened this weekend. Obviously, we got all kinds of news from CinemaCon, but did you guys notice that there was one movie that did not show up at CinemaCon? Rogue Squadron wasn't there. They didn't talk about anything. And I think it has to do with all that stuff, all those rumors and all those things that came out with what's her name leaving Wonder Woman 3, I think.
I hope the reason is just because they got pushed out to 2024. So they were only talking about the next 2 years. Yeah,
I thought I heard that she wasn't doing that. She stepped away from Rogue Squadron as well. I can't remember.
I would hope not.
I gotta look it up.
That would be sad, because the concept sounded really cool.
Patty Jenkins, that's who we're talking about. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, Patty Jenkins.
Yeah, Patty Jenkins. It's scary because she did walk away from, or I'm going to use the word walk away from Wonder Woman 3. And when that movie kind of flopped, I don't know if everybody kind of calls it a flop, but everybody was wondering what she was going to do, because that they were hyping up her Rogue Squadron movie, and now everybody was like, ooh, if that's that bad, I really hope you do a good job over here.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering how that's going to happen. But what do you guys think? You think it's just delayed?
I hope it's just delayed.
I have a feeling it's not. It's a no-go.
Ooh, ouch. Maybe.
Because why else would they not talk about it?
Yeah.
Or at least drop. I mean, all these other things we heard, that they are pushing back Shazam, about 5 days. So that was a delay. So if they're gonna delay it, why didn't they give us any news about it? So there's that thing. Clay says that's a property anyone can pick up and do, which is true, and which is one of those reasons why if they did take a different direction, this would be the moment to do that, I guess, right? To
if the Top Gun sequel is good, give it to that director.
There you go. Oh man. They handed off Solo to Ron Howard, so there we go. What's that?
I was gonna say, what is his daughter's name? Oh, Dallas. Bryce Dallas.
Yeah.
She needs to get in on that because all of the shows that she directed have been like.
Yep. Yeah, I agree.
It's all those years from being on set with freaking Ron Howard, man. That's awesome, right?
Yeah.
I think that's all we got. I think it's finally time for what's in your pool list. Are you ready, Ambrosia, to drop your pool? And Danny, and this time we're gonna do something a little bit different. I'm gonna pull up the website that Danny and Ambrosia use, and we're just gonna pull our books from there because I did not have enough time to pull all the mock-ups and do all that stuff. So,
can you hear me as I crunch?
No, you're good.
Okay, good. I'm so sorry.
We're not a good show. There's nobody watching. Okay, anyway, let's go ahead and pull up your pull list. All right, this is the part of the show where we talk about our pull list. Ambrosia, break it down. All right, we're gonna do this a little bit different here, because I usually pull the books, and but this time we're not gonna do that because I didn't pull the books. So Ambrosia, I'm just gonna start from the top and go ahead and pull out your books and tell me which ones you got.
Okay, are we all just gonna like raise our hands if we're reading it?
I guess so.
All right.
She's like, oh, here we go. Now that's me. No, just go ahead and go with your books.
Who's
Tell
reading Saga? Danny, are you reading Saga?
I read Saga, but I read it in trade, so I only read the first issue when they came back, and then I'll read the rest once it's all done.
Same. I've been picking up the issues, but so all the other ones, I have them in trades, but for this new release, I've been picking them up. I think it's just because I got really excited that they've been out again. But yeah, so Saga, I've read issue 1, but I'm behind.
Sweet. So there's Saga. That's a really cool looking cover though. So what's so you've been reading this one. Danny, are you reading it?
We've only read issue 1.
But I do read Saga and I love it.
All right, cool.
Death of Justice League. I don't know if anybody put that on there. I went to the store today. I have a bunch of them, but yeah, it's really, really good.
And then Ambrosia's next one. I think Danny, you got this one in your list too. Amazing Spider-Man 1, right? Is this one?
Yes.
Yes.
This one's in your
Zeb
list.
Wells.
Okay.
I really enjoyed his series.
Zeb Wells, John Romita Jr., huh? Okay. Cover artist. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I was not the biggest fan of the John Romita's hit or miss for me sometimes.
Yeah.
This book is kind of the same, but Zeb Wells he's so much fun. Like his writing's really good.
I've enjoyed his writing. I hate saying this, but I've just enjoyed it so much more than Nick Spencer's.
So was this cover a miss for you, Danny?
No, actually, this cover's cool. I just it's his face is whenever people are wearing masks.
I can see why some people could be hit or miss. Like look at the proportions, and people are like, "Oh, that's an extra long arm."
But there are so many cool covers for Spider-Man. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, if you scroll down, Joey, you should be able to see or exit out of that picture.
Sorry. Yeah.
And then if you scroll to your right, okay, click on Amazing Spider-Man.
This one? Okay, sorry.
No, you're fine. Okay, and scroll down.
Yeah.
And then you'll see all the variant covers.
All the covers. Okay.
Oh my god. Yeah, I picked up probably too many. You guys can, if you follow me on TikTok, you'll see all this stuff I pulled.
Oh my gosh, that is so many variant covers. Oh my goodness.
Right?
So if you're a completist, you're not going to ever be able to collect all these books.
No, and a lot of those, like, they end up being like 1 in 100. So, like, anybody that is able to pick them up, good for them.
Wow. Some of these are really cool. Oh, I really like this one here.
There's a lot of store exclusives as well. Oh, that's cool.
That's a cool cover there. Wow. Sweet.
Who's that one done by?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see it.
You can scroll up. Just scroll up and
yeah, if you like hover.
Nick Belardi. This is a Tefal exclusive Virgin variant. Super cool. Nick Belardi. Super cool. I love that one. There's some good looking covers.
Oh
You
yeah,
guys like virgin variants?
I do. I like them because they just look clean to me.
yeah. I like them too. I got a few put up. I got a few on my wall.
All right, Ambrosia, she's reading Dark Knights of Steel. How's this
I've
one
loved this
been
one.
doing?
I've loved it. It's
So good.
The kingdoms are divided. Monarchs have fallen. Families have been torn apart. The kingdom of storms, the Amazons and the Elves are on the brink of all-out war. Can Constantine, Lois Lane, and Harley Quinn stop what's coming, or is the prophecy correct? Do Superman and his family have to die to save the world? Ooh,
It's getting real Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
it sounds like it. That's
Oh,
really
I
cool.
can't agree with that. I'm sorry. I've never seen Game of Thrones. I need to, but it's just good.
You've absorbed enough that just by being in the culture of like Game of Thrones to understand at least.
A little bit.
I picked up Thor 24 as well because it's the big anniversary
Okay.
750 issue.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oof.
Have you been keeping up with it?
Yes, Donny Cates, like he's at the top of my list.
A star-studded celebration of 750 issues. Wow, that's really amazing.
So many creators on that. Williams. They all come back. Walt Simonson comes back. Michael Straczynski comes back. Jason Aaron does a story. Al Ewing. It's if you want to get a book that to take to a convention, this is what you get because you could just so many creators in one book that you don't have to carry around like 10 pounds of comics.
Yeah, right. Oh man, this is so cool. So that's one to pick up, take to a con this year.
Yes.
All right, cool. All right, anything else in here on your list that you see? I see Ambrosia's got Berserker, but did you pick up Robin?
Sorry.
And Joker? Any
I have the Joker and Berserker and Something's Killing the Children and The Last Ronin.
Okay.
So that entire middle row.
So you have this whole middle row here. Ooh, Last Ronin is getting good.
Mm-hmm.
It's over. That's it. This is it.
Came back, yeah, it came back these last few couple issues, right?
Yeah.
Super cool. And the Berserker, that cover looks really nice. Have you guys been keeping up with Berserker?
Yeah.
Okay, where is it at? And how do you feel?
Well,
because
I'm on issue 5.
A little iffy for me.
Why?
Only because Keanu Reeves was involved. But I know.
Are you not a Keanu Reeves fan?
Well, no, I was just like, it's one of those things where you're like, I love the fact that he did this on Kickstarter, because everybody, it really helps the community when somebody like this, they do a huge Kickstarter, it's very successful, everybody knows who Keanu Reeves is, right? So now everybody who backed Berserker will be notified with a lot of these amazing comic book creations that these other creators are making. So awesome. Love that you guys opened up the algorithm for them that way. But at the same time, I'm just like, cool, but people are buying it just for Keanu Reeves' name. I love that. Yeah, that could be one of those gateway things and let people in on that as well. But I don't know. It's one of those things. I'm just like, okay, is it good for the community or can it hurt the community? Kind of.
I'm mixed on it as well because this is definitely just like a movie pitch, right?
Like, and the thing is that they've already picked it up. That isn't it going to be a Netflix film?
I think it was optioned. I think it was optioned before it even dropped on the show.
Yes, which is also kind of I don't want to say this, but it's kind of a gross feeling that it literally was already like before it saw success as a comic book. It was already
successful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
So it's definitely mixed feelings when you get celebrities and stuff.
Yeah, I do.
Doing this.
Oh, sorry, I do always pick up the foil variants because my store usually gets those, and I love them.
That's awesome.
But and especially this character looks exactly like
Keanu
Reeves.
He totally just did it so that he can.
This is meant.
This role.
Yeah, it's meant. It's kind of like when what's her name from Game of Thrones? Emilia Clarke. She wrote a comic called Mom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one.
It was the same. The artist made it look a lot like Emilia Clarke, and I think that was also kind of very similar.
And then who else?
The comic was good too. It was fun.
One of the
that was only like 3 issues, right?
One of the what's that kid's name from Sweet Life on Deck or whatever? he wrote
Cody.
Yeah, he wrote Sweet Life with that Zack and Cody. That he wrote really? a story in what was it? Metal right?
Heavy Metal?
Heavy Metal. He wrote
I
a
didn't
he
know
Oh,
wrote a story in heavy metal. Yeah,
I didn't know
I
that.
guess he's not a kid anymore. I'm picturing a child writing a book for
it
heavy
was
metal.
Sprouse. That is their name. Dylan
Dylan Sprouse. Yeah.
Sprouse,
Cool.
and the other one. It's the one who played what Jughead, right, in that show. Is that who he played?
Riverdale.
Yeah, in
Oh, okay,
Riverdale,
cool.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So he wrote a story in heavy metal a few months back. I think it was like last year.
I'm really
Okay,
behind.
you got Punisher, Batman Beyond the White Knight. Are you guys reading Beyond the White Knight?
Mm-mm.
Yes,
Because I know the White Knight was really good. Um,
I liked
there
it,
was
and I
some
love Batman
there
Beyond,
was some
so it's right up my alley.
okay, there was some small controversy because of Sean Murphy.
Right.
But people, he's still working and he's still doing stuff, so people are enjoying it. I mean, cool. I have not checked up on this, but I did love the concept of this when they first started pulling him out.
Yeah, I really like it, and unfortunately, it always comes out with two covers, so I have to buy them both.
I know I hate that. That always makes me upset too. I'm just like all these covers and everything. Are you a completist, Danny? When it comes to all these covers?
Normally, I like to keep it a just get the A cover unless I really like something.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't go get all the Spider-Man covers you just looked at, right? I would just
This
pick the ones I really like.
Punisher #2. This cover looks so good. Oh man, who's right? Is this Jason
Jason
Aaron? Oh
Aaron,
Yeah.
Jason Aaron, yeah,
there you
Hey,
go,
did you
Jason
read issue
Aaron.
1, Danny?
yeah. It was the first issue is really good. I like what
Mhm.
they're setting up. I haven't read this one,
I haven't either.
but I will as soon as Marvel sends me my redemption code because it didn't work.
Uh
Oh
oh,
no.
and then Ambrosia's reading Aliens,
Yes,
Alien
I love
11.
this series so much. Well, the beginning of it was okay. Then there was like in issue like 7, there was
Mhm.
a story arc change. And I've been loving it ever since.
Super cool. And then you've got the next one is Carnage on the list. How long have you been liking Carnage right now?
We're only on issue 2. And I'm always a huge Carnage fan. It takes a lot for me to not like Carnage because
It feels a lot like what's it called? Was it the movie with Hannibal?
Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs. Like I get a
Oh,
lot of those vibes
Oh,
from reading this
yeah.
okay.
I didn't even think about that.
How do you guys feel about Woody Harrelson's portrayal of
of
Carnage?
Carnage. It was
Mm,
something. It was fun.
it was fun. That's a good way to say it. It was
I'll say
fun.
that.
Was it Carnage? No, but
Uh,
it was fun.
I always
Um,
have to talk about Gunslinger Hulk when it Gunslinger Spawn. That is a good one. The Gunslinger Hulk. Rate that
make
one. Somebody.
make
Somebody.
sure to go get your blank cover because Uncle Todd really is pushing those out. Like he's like,
Oh,
we never do this.
they don't. This was one of those things where, and they're doing it for Gunslinger.
Hmm.
The last time that they did blank covers was like early to mid 2000s,
Yep.
and at least about what 10 something years, some even more than that, I think, right?
Yeah,
20
which is weird because I feel
2011 or something like that.
like Spawn inspires a lot of fan art. I feel like
Mhm.
they would want more blank covers.
And that you would think that would be one of the ones that they always do the blank covers for
Yeah.
a Gunslinger Spawn. So and then Ambrosia's reading
Silk.
Silk.
Yes.
Is Silk really good?
Yeah, I've liked it a lot.
And don't skip Knights of X because I'm reading every X-Men book and I love
Nice
it.
mix. Okay.
Dude, that's
Tell
my summer goal is to get caught up on X-Men.
Okay, so
I
it's
dropped off
really
at
hard.
Powers of X.
It's
It's really
so
hard. There's a
hard.
lot.
It's so
But
hard
this
because you
one,
got Hickman writing all these books when he started doing the X books, right?
yeah.
The Powers of 10 and all that, or whatever that they called it, House of 10, Powers of 10, whatever. Um, it's so much so that I'm still so far back in the first run when he first took over and started doing those Powers of 10, Powers X. I am so far behind and I have no idea what's going on, but I know he's done something amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
don't know what it is.
This one's cool because it's like this one takes place in another world. So this is your fantasy book just with X-Men in it. And
Ooh,
Tini Howard's really good at writing fantasy in my opinion. So yeah.
sweet. I love that. Okay, so we got Powers of Knights of X. Crimson Reign, Ambrosia's rating.
Yeah, I'm Rain. Yes, I love it.
And So we can't skip over that one because that one you really love Crimson Rain right
Yeah,
now.
the whole like it's all kind of tied in now, which they've done a really good job in tying in the Star Wars series like to begin with, like with all like the bounty hunters or the War of Bounty. What was that one?
Yeah, War of the Bounty Hunters.
Yeah, and so which has been really good. But I love Kira,
I
and
gotta
we've seen her.
I gotta tell you guys right here. I just noticed that that Victor Olazaba is inking this. Oh
Mhm.
man, listen, I don't know him personally. I have had him on one of my podcasts before,
You know
but
him personally now.
he's a really cool guy. He also works closely. Wait, no, he does all kinds of cool stuff. But you guys want to check him out and go follow his Instagram because he's always doing Instagram lives of him, inking stuff and everything, and guys can see him inking these amazing works of art. So definitely go check him out. Let's see what else. Ambrosia has you have Hulk Grand Designs on your list here.
Yeah. Did you
I believe
get
these
a hold of
Grand
that one, Danny?
Designs.
So yeah, I'm reading that one digitally because I want to just get the collection once it's out. Like the big, I'm sure they'll do something really cool.
Mhm.
But I've only read issue 1 of Grand Design.
And that cover looks dope. I
Yeah,
love these Grand
Mhm.
Design covers. They're so cool.
I like the approach because it feels more like a collage. Is like there's a lot of mixed media in the first issue. It's like it almost feels like somebody's making a scrapbook of the Hulk, as opposed
Okay.
to just like a straight up comic.
Super cool. Okay, let's go ahead. Whoops. I realized I opened up the window and nobody was looking at it because I didn't share that window. I was like, oh, look how cool this is. And nobody's like, it's not even there.
Joey's like,
New
no one's
Burn.
talking about these cool things I'm showing you.
I know. New Burn and Demons. That one. I know that was on Ambrosia's list a while back.
I haven't read Demons, but I've read Newburn, which is a great detective comic by Chip
Oh, I'm sorry. Demons
Zdarsky.
was on my list. That's my bad. The anything else here that you guys
Bloodstained Teeth.
Bloodstained Teeth.
It's a really fun premise of a vampire that
Ooh,
needs to go find all the vampires that he's turned into vampires because people are getting onto him. And
Oh,
it's cool because it can last like 6 issues, or it could be like a really long series. I think Christian Ward set up something really cool.
Ooh, this cover right here. This last one's kind of cool. That's
Yeah.
one really cool looking ones.
Yeah, very fun book.
All right, and then let's see. I don't have the list up here anymore. Whoops! What did I do? I messed up, guys. I messed up.
story of my life.
I know. What did I do here? There we go. New. Oh man, I messed it up. Okay, Ambrosia, you have New Burn. Tell us about New Burn while I pull this up for us.
It's written by Chip Zdarsky.
Mhm.
And it is like what is that? Law and Order kind of.
Okay.
But it is like an ex police officer detective kind of goes into PI, and he's he needs someone to help him solve like this drug bust, some drugs that are going on, and so he finds someone who actually was involved with it, and they kind of team up, and they are working towards trying to track down this crime.
Super cool.
I loved it.
And then that's the end of your list, right? Danny, you got anything else on your list?
Let me see. I think that's about it.
That's it. Oh,
I did pick up
Marvel's on.
I did pick up a really cool variant for Harley Quinn 14, which I'm really
yeah.
enjoying. But yeah, other than that, just I got too many Thors.
Too many Thors.
Too many Thor covers. And then the last one, the Godzilla versus King Ghidorah book from IDW. Yeah, here I'll show you guys.
Oh, that looks cool. That looks
super
way
cool. I can't wait to read it because I'm super excited. And let me show you some of the Thor covers since I'm on full screen.
Please.
So this is the normal one. Then Daniel Warren Johnson, because of course.
Yeah, that looks cool.
And then just some more really cool, beautiful covers. I got too many, but it'll be worth it. Stephanie Hans did this one. I'm not sure who did this one. I don't
So,
recognize it just
do
by the
you
art.
do you do you like double buy your covers? Do you like buy two of each, like one to read and one to like bag and board?
No. Just this is just because
No.
there was
He's
too
like,
many, and then this really cool one for Amazing Spider-Man with
that's very
Mary
cool.
Jane and Black Cat. But yeah, a lot of fun stuff this week. But we kind of talked about most of it, just the Godzilla book for sure.
Hmm. Super cool. And then I'm seeing all kinds of really cool indies here. I really want to check out this Step by Bloody Step. Rogue Sun is supposed to be really good. Yeah, I really
Yeah,
want to check out this Bloodstained Teeth that you were talking about. Um, what else here? Obviously, We Don't Kill Spiders
Yes.
is out. This one's super cool from Scout. Um, Black Caravan. This is kind of like a detective story, but you got a really weird alliance. You have Bjorn, who is this like Viking kind of guy, and then like a necromancer helping them. They try to find a serial killer, and it's pretty cool. This one's a really good story. You guys are definitely gonna want to check that one out from Scout, out today. Super awesome. All right, you guys got anything else on your list?
No, surprisingly.
I think that's it. It's too much already.
I
Yeah,
know.
it's a lot. I know. But yeah, super cool. We got tons of stuff dropping from Scout very soon. Like I said, we have let me pull up the picture for you guys because it just doesn't do justice if I don't have a picture for you guys. Right? You guys have to have a picture here. But yeah, we got all kinds of stuff. So it's only We Don't Kill Spiders from Scout here. And anything else in you guys' list for like next week? What's coming out next week that you guys got your eyes on?
Oh, I haven't even looked at next week's.
Yeah, I take my comics 1 week at a time. Otherwise, I'm gonna go
Same.
nuts.
Same.
Well, Scout does had the Scout. So catalog books just dropped. I'm not gonna pull up all those pictures because literally there's 19 Scout books that hit catalog. You guys, if you guys want to go and check those out, you just go to previewsworld.com and type and just go to the catalog section, the tab, and look for Scout. You can even look for Black Caravan and Scoot because Black Caravan, Scoot, and Scout, all Scout imprints, they are now all in Previews World, and which means you can pre-order them once they hit on the 18th. So
Black
make sure.
Black Caravan books are so scary.
Yeah.
Like they
They're my
really mess
favorite.
me up.
Yeah. Freaking, we got Joseph Smolke who does an amazing job with this imprint. Super scary stuff. He's got some really cool stuff in the works. You guys are gonna be excited. And then you also have Rich Woodall who does an amazing job as well. Two amazing guys who run that imprint. Super cool stuff. I have tons of stuff in my list. Listen, this is small week from Scout, but I definitely am reading We Don't Kill Spiders. You guys are gonna want to grab this one. Super cool. Still easy to go back and check it out and read them. You can also pick up all the digitals on scoutcomics.com as well. And Ambrosia, we just talked about, today is the 27th. Everybody's sub boxes just got shipped out.
Yeah.
So everybody, if you guys want to grab some Scout sub boxes, you're gonna want to go ahead and do it now, because if you don't, I think one-time purchases are going up in price, so you're still gonna get a pretty cool discount going monthly. So definitely check out scoutcomics.com and check out their monthly subscription box. That's all these cool things that you guys see back here. You get 12 bagged and board books monthly. It's all new books. So the books that drop that month, you get all those books. It's super cool. So
Such a neat service too.
I don't know. I love it so much.
really cool service. All right. My wife is texting me telling me that we are over on time, way over on time. I got the babies knocking on my door. It's only a matter of time before they start busting in. So please, Danny, will you let us know where they can find you on social media and the next episode of your podcast and your YouTube show?
Sure. You can find me personally at Echo Spider on most things. I was able to get all the same name. But you can check out the podcast at Next Issue Pod. We just crossed 600 subs on YouTube, so that's really cool.
Yes.
We do a
Make sure
bunch
you guys
of
subscribe.
yeah,
Subscribe
yeah.
if you're not already subscribed.
We do a bunch of comic reviews throughout the week, movie reviews, all that stuff, and then on Sundays we do our live show, which the next one is for the Batman. So very excited to just keep talking more about this movie because I can talk
Yeah.
about it for 3 hours.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is make sure that your thumb drives are nearby.
Thumb drive.
Thumbs up.
All right, and make sure you let them know that you also have a podcast if you guys want to listen to all that cool stuff in audio form that they do on YouTube. They do some amazing stuff there. You guys can go and just type into all your favorite podcatchers and type in Next Issue Pod, or because he's on our network, type in the Geek Collective and his show
Yes.
will pop up. So
Yeah, we just let me plug that the audio cat podcast. We just dropped our worst comic book movies, part one, which is from
Ooh.
1998 until current. So we had a lot of people vote in and send us like their picks from a survey.
super
So
cool.
it's pretty wild. There's some bad stuff in there, but it's still fun. It's still fun to revisit.
Super cool. So make sure you guys are heading over to your favorite podcatcher and type in Next Issue Pod right now, and then subscribe to that, and then listen to it. Just after we do it here in about 2 minutes. Ambrosia, please let everybody know where they can find you.
You can find me on TikTok at Comics and Cupcakes, as well as Instagram and Twitter at Ambrosia_Linda. As soon as school slows down, which it has after these past 2 weeks, man. I started doing my research again for comic book history lessons.
Yeah.
So that will be dropping this, or I'll be recording this weekend. And then Scout Comics. Go make sure you like and subscribe to all of Scout Comic stuff, so that way you can hang out with Joey and I even more.
Definitely. You guys are definitely going to want to check out all this stuff coming out. I'm telling you, I literally, my fingers are like bleeding almost because I had to make 20 comic book mock-ups in like one day and push it all out because
dude, you rocked it. It looks so good.
Listen, I'm so excited about these books. They're so fun. There's some really cool stuff. We have a book hitting shelves this May-June time from J.K. Woodward. If you guys know who that is, he does a lot of Ninja Turtle artwork and stuff like that. So you're definitely going to want to make sure you guys check out some of these books. Like go to scoutcomics.com, all of their social media, and check it out. We dropped all kinds of stuff. You'll see all that really cool stuff there. You can find me at Joey Galvez 1984 on Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. You can find my shows at houseofindiepod.com, and all the archived episodes are there. I do an interview podcast, and make sure you guys listen. We are offering our marketing services. So if you guys are comic book creators or companies, or you just want to, have a better, social media presence, hire me and Ambrosia. You guys we have a marketing tab there. You guys can go look at how much it would cost to hire us. We do have monthly plans, so make sure you guys go there, type in houseofindiepod.com and head over to the marketing tab, and you can see all the cool breakdown stuff there. Thanks to JL Draco for my website redesign. Amazing stuff. You guys can check out his stuff too at jldraco.com. Thank you guys for hanging out and listening to the Wednesday Warriors. Make sure you guys listen to Next Issue Pod. Listen to Professor Frenzy's show. Every Wednesday, they drop their favorite indie books. Thank you guys. And Danny, it was a pleasure. Maybe we'll have you back next week, because next week is May the 4th. We're going to be talking about Star Wars. We have so much Star Wars news. I had to stop myself because I have to save it for next week. So stay tuned. We're going to be doing some Star Wars stuff. Watch the EXP, because all the shows are going to be doing Star Wars centric stuff. We're going to be selling all kinds of really cool gems. You guys are really going to want to do this. They have Defenders, they have Star Wars, they have Moonknight books, like all kinds of really cool stuff. Go to the EXP and check it out. Dynamic Forces, all that good stuff. We'll see you guys next time right here on Wednesday Warriors, exclusively on the EXP. We'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.